I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Today's topic is so interesting to me, and I call it Cairo, Egypt versus Cairo, Illinois. And the question is, there's this man, his name is Trevor Matrix Breaker, and he's been studying different anomalies, and he observed what appears to be a shift in the matrix. If you line up Cairo, Egypt with Cairo, Illinois, many things match, even down to the geographic lay of the Nile and Mississippi River. I don't think this is a coincidence. What do you think? And I put his post out on my blog itself if you want to go ahead and have a look at it, where he took an actual map of Egypt and he overlaid it over the southeastern part of the United States. And when you do so, the land masses line up, and the Nile is exactly in alignment with the Mississippi, and both Cairos are in the same exact place. So I thought this was a really interesting reading, so I wanted to look at this a little deeper and see what I had come through, what my thoughts were. And I really had to clear my mind to see how this would all pan out, or what I would be able to get. And when I focused on it, it came to me that there was a timeline that diverged and then that converged back together. So let me explain what I mean by that. Because as it happened in slow motion in my mind. So I want to try to verbalize it to the best of my ability here. So at one time in the 3D, I get that there was a landmass that's now Egypt. Egypt feels much older than the United States. And this was the infancy of Earth very early on, and Earth looked a lot different as far as the geography with less land masses. So when I saw this Earth, it did not look to have North America. It did not look to have some of the other maybe continental structures. And it looks as though during that time, very early on, there was a timeline split. And when that happened, additional land masses looked as though they emerged. And those land masses that emerged looked to be current day North America, Atlantis, and Lemuria. There may be even more, but that's what came through to me. And when the timeline split, those additional land masses were formed, and they were a higher dimension. So it's like you have this timeline splitting, and so then you have this 3D Earth, you have this 4D Atlantis, Lemuria, parts of North America, even South America, Greenland. It looked as though all these other land masses came about, and they, like I said, were a higher 4D and 5D dimension. So then you have these different layers occurring on the same place. And I saw that what happened was there was a timeline glitch to self-correct all of this, because you have these different dimensions, you have different timelines playing out, and just like how timelines will glitch and then come back together, well, it did the same thing. They glitched to self-correct and come back together, and then these newer land masses were incorporated back into the 3D. Basically, the timeline reconciled so everything could coexist together. So you have this breaking apart and then coming back together. And so I get that when that happened, the ETs, they had knowledge of this timeline shifting and some of the influence on the naming. And even though the names came from human conventions, they were inspired and motivated and influenced by ETs themselves. And it was as if there was a truth out there trying to share without fully sharing it, without fully saying what it is. So the truth was in plain sight, and it just comes through in mysterious ways. We have to be open to seeing it. So basically, yes, we had one landmass. There was a timeline split, created a duplicate landmass, and including bringing other landmasses on, Atlantis and Lemuria. Then everything tried to reconcile, but the newly brought on landmasses, they didn't just disappear. They stayed where they are, but then everything got incorporated in the 3D. It is kind of shifting of the matrix, and the illusion of it in my mind is just quite remarkable. So truly fascinating, very confusing, I admit. I hope you were able to somewhat follow along my thought process. And I want to thank the person for asking the question. I'd be curious your thoughts. And again, thank you, patrons. I hope you enjoyed this post. I know it was really, really unusual. And if you have questions, please just shout out, put a comment, and I will do my best to answer them. And that's really all I have. Thanks for listening, and thanks for all your support. I love this community. And again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thanks. Bye.